Good morning. Happy Friday, Junior. So this morning I went on Facebook because I think I told y'all that I am starting to go do Instagram. I am doing Instagram live videos too with the same content, but just reaching my Instagram followers too. My hair is doing something crazy, but I totally forgot I am a day behind on Instagram, and I went on Instagram and started sharing today's message on Instagram instead of yesterday's. So if you're on Instagram, go watch that. It was hilarious. I'm a goober. Anyway, just a human moment from me. So I hope everybody's morning is off to a great start. So have you ever stood in front of your fridge, your closet, or just stood in the middle of your room, completely overwhelmed, even by the simplest, like the most simple of choices? That's not indecision, it's decision fatigue. So welcome to day 3 of Reclaim Your Energy. I'm Teresa Mitchell, your freedom, mindset, and recovery coach. In the last 2 days, we've talked about energy drains and emotional fatigue. And today we are tackling the one that sneaks in under the radar, mental energy. We're going to talk about how overstimulation and constant decision making depletes our clarity and our peace. So, what is mental energy? Mental energy is the ability to focus, process information, and make decisions. It just like our emotional energy, it's like a battery. Yesterday, I referred to our emotional energy as like a fuel tank. This is like a battery. So every task, every choice, every distraction drains it a little bit more. And high achievers and service-based professionals experience constant brain overloading. Like we are constantly taking in information, getting requests, getting questions asked, people saying, how do I do this? How do I do that? So every single one of those things is depleting a little bit of your battery. So you're not scattered, you're just overly saturated. Your brain is full, not broken. So let's talk about common mental energy drains. Number 1 is decision fatigue. You make more than 100. You make hundreds of thousands of micro decisions daily. You may not even realize it, but it wears us out over time. So micro decisions. Do I leave this banana peel here that my daughter left from her breakfast? Do I throw it away? That's a decision I have to make. Do I wear the short socks or the long socks? Do I take my cup or do I bring extra water bottles? Like these are little decisions that we are having to make. They're micro decisions that we don't even really pay attention to, but our brain is having to make them. And that wears you out. Information overload is from like the constant notifications, messages, and mental clutter that flood your processing center. So there are times, and I said this before, where I have to take off my watch because I'm a part of like 300 group chats. And when the group chat gets to going, it is non-stop. So sometimes I just have to either silence the group, or I have to silence the notifications for a while, or I just take this bad boy off and set it to the side and let the notifications go. I don't have to. You are not required to respond to every single notification as soon as it comes through. Just because your phone rings does not mean that you were required to answer it. Just because an email comes in does not mean that you were required to answer it. I had a supervisor who required me to respond to an email within the first 5 minutes of receiving it. That was one of the most exhausting things. I couldn't go to the bathroom in peace. I couldn't eat lunch in peace. I couldn't be on a phone call in peace. It was emotionally, mentally, and physically exhausting because I felt like I had to be alert to the notifications on my computer at all times. I was required to take my phone with me everywhere. I was required to tell the front desk person when I was going to the bathroom or when I was leaving my desk at all. And I had to tell them where I was going. It was completely draining because each time I needed to go to the bathroom or needed to go fill up my water bottle, like it was a decision that I had to make. Do I want to get up because I might miss a notification? Insanity. So give yourself permission to not respond to all of the notifications. It is okay to not answer a text message right away. It is okay to not answer every single phone call that comes to your phone. If it is a dire emergency, I promise they will call right back or they will shoot you a text that says 911, please call me. But we have got to set some healthy boundaries around our notifications, our messages, and the mental clutter that floods our processing system. Okay, task switching. Multitasking slows your brain and drains your focus. So I've had several jobs where it is required to be a multitasker. And this drives me crazy because you can't be fully committed and show up 100% for any task when you are trying to do multiple tasks at one time. You are going to be more proficient, more efficient, more effective if you focus on one task at a time. Time block time to check the emails. Go email by email and check each one. Respond, do the task associated with it, file it away, and then move on to the next. Because if you're trying to check emails and check your bank statement and file away some documents, something is going to get dropped. A ball is going to get dropped somewhere. So we need to stop multitasking. Stop falling into the trap that says multitasking is a good thing, because it's not. It literally drains our brain. It slows it down and it drains our focus. So we're not able to fully focus on one task completely. Clutter is a big one. Digital clutter and physical clutter. So visual chaos and unmade decisions sit like open tabs in your brain. ADHDers. You guys, we are notorious for having piles. We have piles of crap everywhere. It creates chaos, and eventually we get tired of it, but we need our little piles. We need to, not just ADHDers, but we need to get into the habit of cleaning up our space a little bit, because think about it. When you're sitting at your computer and you've got 10 million piles laying around you, your brain is not fully focused on what task you're working on. It in the peripheral can see all of these piles and it's like, oh, for that pile I need to do this. Oh, for that pile I need to do that. Oh, for this pile I have to remember to try to do this. Stop the chaos. Let's clear the clutter, both physically and digitally, so that we can free up our brain bandwidth to work on the things that we actually need to work on. So a lack of structure is another one. When everything feels urgent, nothing feels clear. So I can physically feel when I am in urgency mode. I actually was right before this because I was trying to, I finished my Instagram post, my Instagram live. I needed to eat breakfast, take a shower, and get back over here to do this by a certain time so that I'm done by 9 a.m. because I need to get my day started. And I went into the bathroom and I was like, my heart is racing. Like, I feel flustered. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I had to stop and breathe and remember that I am on a schedule. I am on schedule. I am fine. There is no need to rush. And I'm right where I need to be. So when I finally took out the urgency, I could see that there was no need to panic. Everything seemed clear. I could see my calendar in my mind's eye, just laid out for me. But I had to take that moment to calm down and remove the urgency so that I could see things clearly. So which one of these drains hits hardest for you? Have you ever reached a point where you can't make one more decision? Yeah, I have. I have literally been in my kitchen and yelled at my family, I don't know, I don't care, don't ask me to make any more decisions because I can't. And that's not a good thing. It happened because I didn't protect my mental energy. So these are the things that I tell my clients to do to help create a protection, a boundary around their mental energy. Number one is create a morning anchor routine. So don't start the day reactive. Instead, set an intention before you consume any social media, technology, emails, none of that. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I say a quick prayer. I say, okay, God, let your will be done today. Point me in the right direction. And then I open the Bible app, I read the verse of the day, whatever it is, I meditate on it for a few minutes, and then I switch to day mode, right? Then I can check my social media notifications, then I can check my emails, whatever. First thing I have to do though is set an intention for my day. God, I want to follow your will today. Point me in the right direction. And then I get started for the day. I can see night and day difference when I do and don't do that. The days when I wake up and immediately check my email, completely derailed. Completely derailed. But when I get up and I set the intention for my day, I start with calm, peace, and clarity, and then I get started for the day. Then I am like, yeah, I might have moments of chaos, but for the most part, I'm able to then pull myself back into calm because I started my day with calm. So use decision templates or defaults. Same breakfast, same outfit, or workflow equals fewer decisions. So I literally have like a drawer full of the same yoga pants because it's just easier. They have pockets, they're the right length, they're breathable. Like, I don't have to think about it. I know all of my yoga pants are gonna have the same 2 pockets on the side. Like today I'm doing a food distribution, so I need my 2 pockets because this side is gonna have my box cutter, this side is gonna have my phone and my pins and my sign up registration forms, and I'm good to go. No decisions need to be made. I literally open my drawer, pull out the yoga pants, I know I'm good to go. Breakfast, we tend to have the same kinds of things for breakfast, so it doesn't really take a lot of decisions. We know we're gonna have either plant-based protein or eggs or potatoes, something. So we try to limit our options and kind of know an idea of what we're gonna have before we start to go down the breakfast rabbit hole. Digital detox moments. Turn off the notifications or use app blockers for at least 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day might seem extreme. I get it. Start out with 10 minutes a day. Put on the app blocker, take off the watch, turn off the notifications, even if it's just for a short little window today. But I want you to be aware of how different you feel when you're able to not have notifications going off and how much more productive you are. Declutter 1 thing a day, so clear some visual space. I am going to take this disgusting banana peel inside because it's driving me crazy and nobody has done that. So that is my declutter for the day. So I want to invite you to declutter something today. and see how it affects your mental space. See if it helps you feel and breathe a little bit easier today. Mental check-ins. Ask yourself what's really urgent and what can wait. If it's not really urgent, it can wait. Write it down, put it on your to-do list, mark it on the calendar, and do it later. That way you get out of that fight or flight urgency mode and you have some peace and some clarity around what you actually need to do right now. I call this the triage system. So let's triage it as if we are an ER triage nurse. What needs to be seen right now before anything else? We got a fever, we got a broken arm, and we got a head trauma. What needs to be seen first? Probably that head trauma. The fever can probably wait unless it's like a crazy skyrocketed fever. But put them in order. What needs to be done now? What can wait just a little bit? And what can be done another day? Triage your day. It's going to reduce that urgency, that fight or flight. It gets you out of that constant fight or flight mode. Good morning, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so that is the mental check-ins. Do it. If you start to feel like me this morning, I started to feel my heart race. I felt a little overwhelmed. Stop, do a mental check-in. Where am I? What do I have to do? Is this actually urgent? Am I on schedule? I'm good. Take some calming deep breaths, enjoy my shower, take my time, and then come sit down and do what I need to do. Drop a comment and tell me what's one way your mental energy is getting zapped lately. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about physical energy, how real rest, nourishment, and movement can restore your strength in sustainable ways. You're not going to want to miss it. So until tomorrow, be well, be kind, and may you find some joy today.